Hi, it's Carola. I'm German and I've been living in Paris for the last 2.5 years now. And in this video I'm talking about the 9 things that I never even questioned when growing up in Germany. But it's not the way things are done in Paris. I'm sure that all of you had things that when you were growing up you took for granted. You didn't even think about if that's weird or if you could do it another way, because everybody was doing it like that. And then you grew up or you moved away and suddenly you meet people who do things differently and who might even think that the way you do it is weird. First thing, growing up in Germany, I knew that sauna meant that you were going in there naked. You could have a towel over your arm. If you're really shy, you could even wrap it around your body while you're walking. But in the sauna itself, you're naked, you're sitting on your towel. And I looked up why, and it's because bathing suits are considered unhygienic. They're made of synthetic fiber, so in the heat, some of the synthetic fiber might get into the air and that's not good. And because it's so warm, if you're having fiber on certain parts of your body, then the bacteria would stay in those parts that are covered. And then you would get an infection and you don't want that. And it's not the same in France. In France, you actually go in there wearing a bathing suit. Then dinner for me always used to be between 6 and 7. And here dinner starts around 8. And some people even eat much later than that. If you want to cross the street, you wait for the green light. So I remember being young and me and my friends, we would be waiting for the green light. And we would be standing there ready to run off as soon as the light turns green. And I feel like here the game is more who's waiting the shortest amount of time. So who will cross exactly at the moment when the last car passed while it's still red? And it's just a different attitude. There's no ready, steady, go, because everybody is going as soon as they can. Growing up in Germany, the police was called your friend and helper. So growing up, I knew that the police was someone to ask for help or to go to if you were in trouble. And the only people not liking the police were the people who did illegal things. And I feel like the attitude towards police here is quite different. They're not the good guys. And in my class, there was a handful of people who then went on to become policemen. And here, it's not one of the dream jobs of children. Number 5. Growing up, I knew that you don't rub your face against coworkers, so you wouldn't know whose coworker's stubble would be the hardest or the softest. And here in France, I basically do that every morning. I kiss half of my coworkers every morning and some of them have a stubble. Growing up, I also thought that it's quite normal that if someone lives in a house with many apartments, you would ring the bell next to the front door and then they would be able to open the front door via a buzzer and let you in. No, not in France. In France, you have to give a code to every person who wants to visit you. If it's a technician or your friend, then you have to tell them the floor and then they come up and then they can ring at your apartment door. So it's a secret code, but you have to tell it to everybody. You have to say it if you order a pizza, because otherwise the pizza guy couldn't get in. I used to think that 40 square meters for one person is small, and that if you have a good job, then you would probably opt more for 50 or 60 square meters. No, you don't. Here in Paris, anything above 15 is a luxury. I thought that strikes were something that you would do for a day or two and then everybody is super annoyed and then it stops and then everybody discusses about how horrible that strike was for the next week. Nah, I remember in 2018 there were 3 months of train strike And this one has been going on from December 2019, and well, today is the 14th of January and it's still going on. And whenever anybody is complaining about the strike, it starts with a sentence, "I know that everybody has the right to strike, but..." And I don't remember ever hearing in Germany, "Well, they have the right to strike, but..." No, it was just an annoyance. Oh, why would we... And the last one is that I thought cars were kind of a necessity and not one of the luxuries of life. Generally, every family had at least one car that they would share. And usually, if the children were grown up, then there would be 2 or 3 cars in the family to share, or each one had their own. And in Paris, it's clearly a luxury. One, there is no parking. So if you want to buy something or rent something, then it's 100 euros or more. And 2, it's crazy to drive in that traffic. And then if you have a car, you probably look out at the traffic and decide it's too crazy to use it today. So it will stay in the garage for the next 3 weeks, and then you only take it out on Sundays to go someplace. Please let me know in the comments below what you grew up thinking it's normal and then you found out it isn't. And please leave thumbs up on this video if you liked it, or thumbs down if you didn't. And see you in the next video. Bye!